Alright, this is Pawnee Prepper Bill. Today, I believe, is Tuesday, April 30th, maybe, 2019. Going to do a quick tour of the garage. It is a disaster. I need to clean it up. I got mice everywhere. Mice have gotten into everything the last 2 years. These are the water barrels we got. Going to use a couple of them to store water in case of emergency, and some we cut up. We're going to use them for raised garden. Going to get some topsoil or something for them. But at one time I had my deuce and a half in here. Believe it or not, I used to keep it in here. But the problem is I had to take the cover off and the convoy light for it to fit. And it was such a pain in the ass taking it in and out, putting the cover and the convoy lights back on, and going to do car shows and parades, so I just ended up leaving it outside. But it was in here. But now I got to clean up, because hopefully the next month or two I'll be getting my new bug out vehicle. I love the Deuce, but it was just too big, too heavy to work on. So now I'm planning on getting, if everything works out right, a 1953 M43 Ambulance, which should be a good bug out vehicle. As you can see, mice have gotten into everything. Everything. They got in here and took some insulation. They got in here and chewed up all kinds of stuff. My lights, my wiring. Now somebody was saying to use soap. What do you call it? Irish Spring. But I can see, somebody else told me, it didn't seem like it was working, but I actually see chew marks on it. So the soap isn't working. I got soap everywhere, but there's chew marks on it. So I don't know if it attracts them. I don't know if they eat it and die. You know, I'm trying not to kill them if I don't have to. But I got soap laying everywhere, in every drawer, every cabinet. And I got soap like every couple feet. And I see chew marks on there, or claw marks. I don't know what that is. But yesterday I came out and I had a roll of tape up here, and it was actually mouse pee and mouse poop in that. So I bought a whole shitload of Irish Spring. 20 bars, and I don't think it's working. They've gotten into everything. And I went to go into here. Mice got into my toolbox. And I even have soap in there. So, I don't think the soap works. So if anybody else has any ideas other than a trap, I might have to do a trap, or a homemade trap. And in the storage back here, I have my drums all covered up in cases, and there's holes in them, and the mice are actually inside my drums. So that's nice too. But I need to clean up the garage, make room for the ambulance, because I want that to stay inside. But I still have a lot of my military stuff that I kept. You know, that's obviously not real. That's just a prop. Military bags, military medical stuff. I got all kinds of military stuff. That used to go on the Deuce. That used to go on the back. I have another one that says convoy ahead. And that's from the old MVCC, Military Vehicle Collectors Club. I got that when I joined back in the 80s, South Jersey chapter. That's another replica, not real. So don't worry. I won't get in trouble. You know, just some old helmets. But the MVCC, Military Vehicles Collectors Club, as that says, became the MVPA, Military Vehicle Preservation Association. I got an old field desk from, I think that's from Korea or Vietnam. I think it said the 50s, that would be Korea. I have all kinds of military stuff laying around, but here's my Geiger counters. That was all this zombie stuff is what I used to put on the deuce for Halloween. Decorated for the Halloween parades. I haven't done any parades or car shows in a couple of years. So I'm looking forward to getting the ambulance and being able to do that stuff again. It was fun. But the deuce was just too big, too heavy. I mean, the parts are readily available, but they're expensive and heavy. To do the work yourself, it's just too much. So the ambulance is a lot smaller, easier to work on. I can keep it in here without any problems. And next week, or the week after, I believe it's May 8th through the 10th or 12th, I'm going to be driving my friend's camper to Aberdeen, Maryland for the military vehicle swap meet and car show. So if anybody's interested in getting military vehicles or parts or stuff like that, it's a good place to go. I don't know where the pig went. I got a lot of stuff. I started pressure washing the deck, but then it rained. It rained and rained and rained. I made a video the other day, but it rained so hard I was in the garage and you couldn't hear anything. But you can see what was done, what wasn't. Today is trash day, but I'm waiting for somebody to come home with a vehicle so I can go to the dump. Where the hell did the pig go? There he is. There's Mooey. Just chewing up on some grass. Eating up the weeds. He used to go next door, but people moved in, they got dogs. That's a good thing. And here's his house. And for the winter, I bought one of those hound heaters. And I got it plugged in up there. But that stopped working. So that was like 160 or something like that. 160 bucks. It doesn't work. But it's a nice day right now. It was supposed to be raining, but it's not, because it's never right. They say it's going to be sunny and it pours for 4 days. So it was supposed to rain today. Hasn't rained yet. But it's supposed to rain for the next 7 days straight. But this is the garage with all my bullshit everywhere. It is such a mess. I gotta start throwing some stuff out. I keep collecting crap. There's my old popcorn machine that I restored years ago. But it kind of took a shit. It needs a thermostat. It overheats. So I took it apart. Needs a thermostat, but don't have the money for that right now. And that's the cage I had to put together when we had the forest fire for a quick bug out. And that's some of the paint for when my truck used to be camouflage. My bolt bin, which is almost out of all the bolts that I use all the time. And my tools. And some of my collectibles that I used to collect. That's what's left of my collection. But what a freaking mess. What a mess. And then on the other side, there's a patio heater thing, doesn't work anymore. Just doesn't give off any heat. Back here, this is for all my VHS tapes. Back here we built like a little movie room with my old TV. Cheap ass surround sound. That's my DVD collection over there. But I just put like a quick tarp roof. The bottom is pallets, 2 sheets of wallboard, or painted it, put some posters up. But it's just too hot out here in the summer, too cold in the winter. Even though I got an air conditioner, heating unit, it gets unbearable out here. The sun beats on this wall, so I put some insulation or the soundproofing up there, figured that would help, but it doesn't really do a hell of a lot. I'd have to get some more sheetrock and cover this up, I guess. And the other side, I put carpet on the other side, so I could still use these for shelves to put stuff like that on there. So I thought that would insulate it, but it's just too freaking hot in here. And I got printers, old printers laying around that don't work. They need ink or whatever, but it needs to be cleaned up. I might have to do some rearranging, because when the deuce is in here, I got my workbenches on both ends back here, but when the deuce was in here, and if I wanted to work on something, I had to move everything out of the way or pull the deuce out. So I might have to put them down this end. But we'll see. Here's my little compressor. I wish I had my big one. That's good for airing up tires. That's about it. Can't run any air tools or nothing. I can use my nailer, but here's my pulse saw. It stopped working. Chainsaw stopped working. What a pain in the ass. So I got a lot of throwing away to do. A lot of, I guess it's spring cleanup time. So that's all I got for now. This is Pawnee Prepper Bill. Just a quick tour of the garage.